Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy Monday. Thanks so much for joining, whether you're watching now, later, whenever. All right, thanks for tuning in. Game 5, NBA Finals tonight. Boston is back at home. Dallas won a game, so extended the series, and they avoided the broom. So yay for Dallas, I guess, right? So I'm going to go over the prediction that I made for game 4, some notes about that stuff, and then I'm going to do game 5. I'm going to pull up the chart for tonight and see what we got in store according to the sky, if I'm looking at things correctly. So once again, hope everybody's doing great, and thanks for joining. So I'm going to get the chart ready. All right. Actually, it's ready. I'm just going to get my little verbiage on the bottom ready. So, all right. I'm going to go over game 4, like I said. So for this series, I've done every game. I did miss the first game of the series, but I've done games 2, 3, and 4. So for game 4, I did have Dallas winning. However, I had it being a very, very close game, and it was not. It was a complete blowout. So I had Dallas winning by 1, and they ended up winning by 38. So, and at a certain point in time, I was like, okay, when I thought 1 point, is Dallas actually going to win by like 100 points? Because it was just an obliteration. Okay. Like Boston, I don't know. Maybe they just like were just going through the motions. That's kind of what it seemed like because it was a complete blowout. So, anyway, let me look at my notes. Okay. So, yeah, for game 4, had Dallas winning by 1, and the final score of that game was Mavericks 122, Boston 84. So Dallas won by 38. Okay, not a close game at all. Not a close game at all. So got the winner right, but as far as the game being close, wrong on that. But hey, it happens. So another thing too that I had talked about was Dallas, them being at home, that the arena was going to be loud, extra loud, and of course it was pretty much the whole entire time. And then I had made mention, I think I had made mention about it. I hope I just didn't write it down, and I actually talked about it too, but I talked about how Luka had been playing poorly due to Jupiter, because he's a Pisces, so Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. And since Jupiter has gone into Gemini, Jupiter doesn't feel as comfortable in the sign of Gemini, so that could have reflected to Luka not playing as well. And he did get some help, or Jupiter got some help for game 4, because the moon was supporting Jupiter. There was a trine. And that was the one thing that I was mainly looking at for Dallas to win the game. And what I missed was the moon and Jupiter being in what's called the trine, which is really good communication. It's the best communication, I guess, rather. And what I did miss is the complete blowout, because Jupiter is a planet. It expands anything that it touches, too. So the fact that it was a blowout, I definitely missed that with the moon trine Jupiter. But hey, it happened. So now I'm going to pull up and look at tonight's game and see what we got going on. So I just wanted to go over game 4. So now let's peek at the chart for this evening. And the one thing about the game tonight is, so tip-off is scheduled for 8:30 Eastern time. So I looked at the chart for that, and if tip-off is like 1 to 2 minutes later, the planets that rule each team completely changes. So instead of putting the chart at exactly 8:30, I put it at 8:32, because sometimes, usually, tip-off isn't exactly right on the dot. So I just I made a choice there, because again, the planets that rule each team does change. That's why timing is so important in astrology. So let me pull up the chart again and let's see what's going to happen. Appreciate y'all hanging out too. Everybody being here. All right. So here's for tonight, everybody. All right. This is a pretty good angle. So like I said, I did change the time, the tip-off time. I changed it to 8:32 instead of 8:30. Yeah, basically because the planets that rule each team is going to change if tip off is like at 8:31 or 8:32 or after. So I made a decision, and I guess I'm hoping, astrologically speaking, that the game is a couple minutes late, or that tip off is a couple minutes late, but we'll see what happens. So all right, let's get into it. So I'm going to look at the planets that rule each team for tonight. I'm going to look at the moon, and then I'm going to look at houses 5. That's how they're going to play the game, how each team's going to play the game. And then I'm going to look at house 10 for each team. That's how they're going to show up to the public tonight. So, all right. Now, Boston, they're the home team again. They're represented over here in house number 1 at 0 degrees of Capricorn. So I'm just like, oh man, if tip off is like at 7:30 or 8:30 Eastern or 8:31, I'm going to be annoyed. But again, I just got to roll with it because I did look at both charts. So again, just had to go with they're probably going to be a couple minutes late. All right. So Saturn is the representative planet for Boston this evening because Saturn rules Capricorn. And then for Dallas, they're represented by the moon because their zodiac sign for tonight is Cancer, and Cancer is ruled by the moon. So I'm going to look at Boston first here. So I'm going to look at house number 5. That's right over here in the sign of Taurus. So Taurus is ruled by Venus. So I'm going to look at Venus and Saturn. Again, Saturn is Boston for this evening. So Venus is actually right over here in the sign of Cancer. It just moved into Cancer. And I think it was actually today or maybe late last night. Anyway, so Saturn and Venus, they're in good harmony there. They're in a trine as well. So that bodes well for Boston this evening. And then for the moon and Saturn, the next communication, the next aspect that the moon is going to make is a trine to Saturn. And the trine, very harmonious, like easygoing, best like communication. The trines, they're just very harmonious. It's the best aspect, the most positive one. So the moon is over here in Scorpio. The one thing about the moon in Scorpio is she doesn't feel comfortable. She's in her fall in Scorpio. So there could be maybe some grittiness, maybe something hidden that comes to light this game as well. Maybe we'll see a technical foul potentially. So because Scorpio is about what's hidden, and there's sometimes secrets attached to Scorpio. So that's why I say that. But the moon is making good conversation with Saturn, with Boston for tonight. And also for the 10th house for Boston, that's how they're going to show up to the public tonight. That's over here in the sign of Libra, and Libra is ruled by Venus. So it looks good for Boston because Venus and Saturn are in good communication. Saturn's in good communication with the moon. So right there, I'm like, oh, okay, it's looking pretty good for Boston this evening so far anyway. JV, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. I'm doing well. How are you? Hope everything's faring well on your end as well. Thanks for joining, for popping in. All right. So now to Boston. I already talked about them. Now to Dallas. So for Dallas, they're represented again by the moon this evening. And for Dallas, now we did touch on the moon already, and I did just make mention that the moon does not feel comfortable in the sign of Scorpio, and that is the luminary planet. It's the moon and the sun are luminaries, but that is the representative of Boston this evening, is the moon in Scorpio. So for Boston, their 5th house of their games, how they're going to play the game tonight, that is also in the sign of Scorpio. So Scorpio is co-ruled by Mars and Pluto. So I'm going to look and see what the moon is doing with Mars and Pluto. So the moon is not doing anything with Pluto. The moon actually, again, this is Dallas, moved past a square. That's tension there. That's not good communication, but that already happened. So that's in the past. So that's not what astrologers call as applying anymore. So the moon and Pluto, they're not really doing anything. And then for the moon and Mars, the moon and Mars are directly opposing each other. So the moon over here in Scorpio and Mars is over here in Taurus. So for Dallas's game tonight and like the people and the timing, it's just like opposite ends. Now, the moon has already moved past the opposition, so it's not applying anymore. So it couldn't be, or it could, let me rephrase. So it could be a little closer tonight, maybe to I think the boos are definitely still going to be there for Kyrie. And yeah, maybe they're going to be pretty plentiful, but maybe not as bad too. And potentially because I could see Boston kind of maybe having the lead for the entire game today, or just kind of always be a couple points ahead. But I'm going to keep going. And then I want to look at the 10th house too for Dallas. Now, the 10th house, how they're going to show out to the public tonight, is in the sign of Aries. And now Aries is also ruled by Mars. So they're Dallas, how they're going to play the game tonight, and how they show out to the public tonight is ruled by Mars. Now, Mars is in the sign of Taurus over here. Mars does not feel comfortable in the sign of Taurus because it naturally rules Scorpio, which is opposite of it, and it also rules Aries. So Mars is in opposition with the moon, so it's far away. So it looks pretty good for Boston this evening. There are a couple of things for Dallas that is good per se. That's not necessarily the worst. The one thing that I do like for Dallas is that they have Venus. Venus feels pretty comfortable in Cancer, and Venus is in Dallas's first house. Now, and Venus and Mercury are sitting right next to each other there. They were just conjunct today, where they're smack dab on top of each other. So those planets, it's like double power right there. Now, the fact that Venus rules Boston's house of games and their 10th house, now we're going to have to see how that plays out. But the fact that it's in Dallas's first house there is like, I could see this potentially being like a little bit of a payback. Like, okay, Dallas, you beat Boston so bad in the last game, and it was embarrassing. Like, that was an embarrassing beatdown that Boston is like, all right, we're back at home tonight, and we're gonna own you. I could see that playing out. Not to mention too, for Dallas, their house of hidden enemies is ruled by Mercury because it's right over here in Gemini. So yeah, it could potentially be kind of bad too. Like Dallas could maybe get a taste of their own medicine here a little bit. But we'll see what happens. I like going back and checking because I get to check my work at the end, right? When the game's over. Now back to, I'm just thinking about Boston, the fans tonight. Now, I did make mention that I think the boos for Kyrie are still going to be there, but maybe like not as bad because Boston is going to have a little bit of the edge. Now, for some reason, there's something in the back of my mind that's like, they're going to lay it on even more. Like the fans are going to lay it on even more. So maybe it's going to be even more heightened, the boos for Kyrie and all that stuff. And for Luka this evening, I see him playing well still, but I don't see as good of a game as game 4 because Luka, again, is the sun in Pisces, and Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. And in the last game, Luka had the moon and Dallas, rather, the moon and Jupiter were in good harmonious communication. And that, with the moon being over here in Scorpio now, that's not the case with the game tonight. One thing for Dallas that, again, that I do like for them is the fact that Venus is right on their ascendant, coupled with Mercury. But on the flip side, because Venus is the lesser benefic planet, Jupiter and Venus are the good planets, air quotes. Now, another thing that I'd like for Dallas is that Jupiter is in their 11th house of wishes coming true, community, and things like that. So I do think that it's not going to be as bad of a blowout here. But, and again, it's all about the timing. So I'm reading this chart for 8:32. If tip-off is actually exactly at 8:30, I'm looking at the wrong chart. But again, I just had to make a decision because usually tip-offs kind of run a little bit late. So right now, as it stands, it's like you got to tally the yeses and the nos for both. It's looking more like some yeses for Boston, but Oh, sorry guys, didn't mean to miss you. I got into it. Skull crazy. Yeah, we'll skull crazy on, what is it, July 27th. That's when the Vikings go to training camp. So we got a while. But yeah, good to see you, Angel. Everybody's got our wings now. Grandizer, how you doing? Good to see you. Happy Monday. Yes, very good. Very good. Saying hi to one another. Appreciate that. All right. So I'm going to pull up here my prediction. I'm just going to jump right into it here. It's probably like the fastest one. All right. So game 5. Again, I have this chart as at 8:32. So it's going to come back and bite me in the ass if tip-off is exactly at 8:30. And I'm going to be annoyed by it. But that's Central Time. So for us in the Central Time Zone, yes, it will start at 7:30. But for the chart, you have to do it for the time where it is. So in Boston, it's going to be 8:30 there. So yeah, that's a good question though. So yeah, it is 7:30 Central Time, but Boston, they're in the Eastern, and always have to put it for it's in Boston, so you got to go with the time there. So yeah. Anywho's, all right, Angel's going with Boston. Yep. And seriously, like with the last game, because again, I did have Dallas winning, but I had them winning in a very close affair, and it was not close at all. Like, I had them winning by 1, and I don't remember what quarter it was, maybe even quarter 2. No, it must have been after the half, like quarter 3. I was like, is Dallas about to win by close to 100 points? Is that what's happening here? So that was kind of nuts, but yeah. Anyway, had Dallas winning, was off on the points. Seriously, one day when I get both down pat, then we're really going to be cooking with grease. But until then, Venus, a goddess on a mountaintop, was burning like a silver flame. The summit of beauty and love, and Venus was her name. What is that from? Don't tell me right away. Is that the Venus song? Like she got it? My dog is chewing up her bed again. All right. Saying hi. Hey, Andrew, how's it going? You're going with Boston tonight too? Yeah, I think. And again, like, that's if it's 8:32 or later local time, okay? If tip-off seriously is at right at 8:30, because again, then the chart changes. That's why the timing is important. But yeah, I mean, as an NBA fan, I would really enjoy if the series got extended, but hey, we'll see. Please come to Boston. Now, I don't care between these two teams. As a Timberwolves fan, it would look better if Dallas would win the series because they beat the Timberwolves, obviously, and sent them packing. But on the flip side, as a Timberwolves fan, Kevin Garnett actually won a championship with Boston, and that's where he went when he wasn't on the Timberwolves anymore. So I have always kind of had a little special place for Boston just because of that. But, when I look at the chart, I got to stay objective. Okay. When I've been subjective before, it gets me into trouble because astrology's cut and dry. So, anyway, good. All right. I'm glad it makes sense. Yes. Good deal. Good deal. JV, you said you'd be shocked if Boston lost tonight, to be honest. I mean, yeah, with like, again, if the game starts at like 8:32 or later, I do see Boston winning, and I feel as if it's going to be some sort of payback too, especially with the moon. The next thing that the moon is going to be doing is supporting Saturn, and Saturn represents Boston tonight. Yeah. Like it could be, and the moon in Scorpio, the moon doesn't feel comfy in Scorpio, but Scorpio is sneaky too. And it's just like I could see a Boston coming out with like this game plan that's like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, you thought that last game. Okay, we're going to show you how it really is at home." So, yeah. I could see that playing out. And the only thing too, again, for Dallas, it's just like they got Venus right over here helping them out, and Mercury, these two planets. But the fact that the moon's not doing anything, it's with those two. I mean, it's in a loose trine, but it's not applying anymore. All right. So, and the fact that Venus is the representative of Boston's game and the public tonight, how they show out, like they could just I could see like Boston just owning them. And yeah. And another thing too that I often will look at too with the charts that I actually didn't look at tonight yet is the part of fortune. It's an Arabic lot, and it's over here in the sign of Leo. So part of fortune, the moon's going to be squaring the part of fortune, and the part of fortune in Leo, it's not doing anything with Saturn. Again, Saturn is Boston tonight. And then the part of fortune isn't doing anything. Well, actually, isn't doing anything. The moon will square the part of fortune. So the fact that the moon is Dallas tonight and the moon and the part of fortune is squaring, I don't like that for Dallas either. All right, there we go. Gigi, stop chewing your bed. Sorry, people. My dog's chewing her bed again. Grandizer's going with Boston, but I'd like the yeah, right. Yeah, to find some sort of weakness there. Again, as like an NBA fan and as a fan and a watcher, I would love for the series to continue because then I would do another stream about it too, as well. So that would be cool. Oh, I will try. Yeah, let me see if I can get her over here. Oh my gosh. She's not going to have anything left of her bed, I'm telling you guys. I'll see if she'll come over here. Usually she like knows that when I'm over here that it's like, okay, I can't play right now and that I'm like working, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't try. She's coming over. She's coming over. I grabbed her lamb chop. All right. Do you want to come up here? The people want to see you. She's like, what's happening? Oh, let me stop sharing for a second. The real star. All right. Can you come up here? She never sits in this chair really either. Come here. She's like, what are you doing? Now she just thinks that I'm playing with her. Here. Come here. Come over here. You guys, she just thinks that I'm playing with her now. She's like, oh, you're going to play. Let's play. There. Here she is. Here she is. Gigi, say hi to everybody. She's like, I'm sitting in this chair. I never get to sit in this chair. Gigers. Here she is. She's doing pretty good. Say hi to everybody, Gigi. There she is. Yeah, she's a good girl. Right? You're a good girl. You a good girl? You want to sit up here? Or are you uncomfortable? Are you uncomfortable? She's like, what's happening? What's happening here? What's happening? There she is. I'd say she's probably like 40-ish pounds or something like that. Right? Right? She's like, oh, I'm going to sit up here now. All right. She's gone. Okay. There she was. Oh, she's still kind of sitting here. Yeah. All right. Did you steal the show? You stole the show. That's okay, though. That's okay. She just had her dinner, too, so gets very excited. Now she's just, like, sitting here. So, anyways. Yes. Anytime. I'd love to do the Gigi cameos. Yes, yes. All right, there she goes. Throwing the lamb chop. All right, we're back. Okay. All righty. Okay, we're back. I have a question. Do you think if Minnesota was able to get past Dallas, how well do you think they would do? I think this series would have been a lot more competitive, for sure. I'm still bitter about it. I honestly think it would have been more entertaining. I really do. I think that it would have been a great matchup. And, excuse me, I also think that could have been our opportunity to see Kevin Garnett, to have Kevin Garnett at a game. Now, he probably would have went to the games in Boston and not gone to the ones in Minnesota, but damn it! I think it would have been a really fun series. I think it would have been really fun. A lot more fun than what we're seeing. So, anyways, and I'm still a little bitter, but what about you? What do you think? And I still kind of just think it. I mean, the Timberwolves, they're on the upswing, so good for them. But yeah, still bitter about it. Oh, okay, yeah. All right, nice. You always have the lyrics in there, Grandizer. We can always count on you for that. Lamb chop. I was joking with Peo about that. Lamb chop play along. What were you joking with him about that? About Peo about what? Lamb chop play along? What do you mean? Maybe I don't get it. The show Lamb Chop? But yeah, that's her second lamb chop actually. I got one for her, and then I went over to my friend's house. Shout out to my friend Valerie. She's on the stream sometimes, but they gave her some cat toys because their cats aren't playing with these cat toys anymore, and one of them was a lamb chop, and Gigi's like obsessed with these cat toys now. I think she likes the cat smell, so one day she's gonna have to get a cat friend. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, she's a cute girl. Yeah, lamb chop play along. Yeah. I watched lamb chop, but I was kind of like terrified of like those. I mean, when I say kind of, I was like terrified of anything that was like dressed up, like Santa, the Easter Bunny, mascots, puppets. I even now the puppets are still a little. I don't know, and dolls too, creepy dolls. Do you call Ryan from the Roar of the Lions UK? Oh, yes. I saw that last night, actually. I think it was last night they were streaming, and I saw his dog on his lap. It was adorable. It was so cute. I think it looks like a Frenchie or like a bulldog of sorts. I could be wrong, but oh my gosh, adorable. Yes, I've seen that. She's actually a year old. She's a rescue, so they just gave her a birthday June 22nd, which would make her a sun in Cancer. But knowing her and knowing how she is extremely social, she wants to say hello to everybody, all the dogs, all the things. I actually think she's a Gemini. So I think her birthday was a little sooner. So she's like, maybe it's even today, like a year old. So she's a year old. How old is my sweatshirt? I love this sweatshirt because it has the old Timberwolves logo on it. Okay, they need to go back to this. All right, and even my blanket. The blanket that I have, that's probably 20 years old, at least. And the blanket's got this too. It's got the old Timberwolf on it. This is probably close to 20 years old, to be honest with you. Yeah, probably close to 20 years old. It's vintage. But it's an original. And I think, honestly, I got this sweatshirt out of like a magazine. And it might have actually even been like a birthday or Christmas gift. My grandparents gave me my Timberwolves blanket. My paternal grandparents. My grandma probably picked it out. I mean, who are we kidding? She signed both their names. But anyway. I think it'd be about the same. Boston seems unstoppable this year. Yeah, they kind of do. They really do. But I just feel like it would have been more competitive. But you never know. I mean, because look at what Minnesota did versus Dallas. So, you know, eh. There was a Cards fan that called his Rams. Oh, lamb. Oh, okay. I actually have I don't really want to buy these anymore just because it's like it's so sad to me, but I actually have lamb treats for her too, where that's what they are. It's like freeze dried. I was a little hesitant about buying them and I still did, but yeah, I lost it. It was really fun. I'm surprised that Peo didn't get that. He didn't get that. That's funny. All right. I think Minnesota wins the NBA Finals next year. Okay, yes. Even before I read the rest of your sentence, JV, same mindset. They need to get rid of Karl Anthony Towns. Like the Timberwolves needed to get rid of Karl Anthony Towns like a year ago or like 2 years ago, just like what the Vikings should have done with Dalvin Cook. They should have gotten rid of him like 1 or 2 years sooner, but no. And two, I've been talking about the Timberwolves like trading Cat. It's just like, okay, he was supposed to be the leader of the team, right? Okay. How many years has he been in the league now? How many years has he had the opportunity to be the leader? And then Ant rolls in. Okay. Year one, it was clear that he's the leader of this team. Okay. And, it's just, yeah. And even Rudy Gobert, too. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like he doesn't have control of his body. I don't know how he won Defensive Player of the Year. He can't make a free throw either. So, bye. All right. Anyway, when they trade Cat to Phoenix and get Katie in return, that'd be cool. A duo of Ant and Cat would be nearly unstoppable. You mean Katie? Yeah, it pretty much would, because we've seen what Ant and Karl Anthony Towns can do, and it's not like I don't want to say that Karl Anthony Towns is a bad player. He's not. It's just like, okay, you've been in the league for how long now, right? Like close to 10 years, probably. But it's just like the same thing too with Kirk Cousins. Like, okay, we've seen the ceiling here. Like, we've seen it. And there's been different players, dropped in. The team has been Tinker Tailor Soldier spied a couple of times now, and it's still the same. And there were many times where it's just like, okay, Karl Anthony Towns, we get it. You can make a 3-pointer, dude. We get it. But you're a big man. You gotta drive to the hoop, drive to the basket, okay? It's just like he needed to quit trying to like prove and like push the 3-pointers. And that goes for a lot of players too. But anyway, I think the Cat experiment needs to be done for the Timberwolves. Celtic Frost tonight. I like it. All right, Peter. Dallas 106. Celtics 89. All right. That's kind of close. Yeah. I have Celtics winning by 10. So nice. All right. I would agree. We'll see what happens. Good to see you, Peter. I saw a post on Facebook celebrating yesterday. Thought of you. What was yesterday? They posted a pic of creepy dolls. Oh, I've never heard of that show. All right. And two, that's kind of another reason why as a kid, I didn't really watch Mr. Rogers either. It did the little puppets. Even though they were all nice and everything, right? I just, no. No. The 2000s movie used that type of creepy dolls. It's the movie that you said that you really don't like. Oh, yeah. I seriously wonder, too, what happened to all my grandma's dolls. Thanks, Angel. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're always so good at saying that. Grandizer to everybody, but I appreciate yous. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. He didn't want to get, I get it. Yeah, no. I got you. That's fair. He's a Rams fan. Oh, yeah, no. I've never seen it, and I don't want to see it. I remember when it came out, two people were like, oh my God, it's so funny. And it's just not my cup of tea. And again, the puppets. No, they creep me out. And even Gumby, okay, no offense to Gumby, but even that claymation, as a kid, I'd be like a little creeped out watching Gumby. Seriously. All right. I think Cat in Phoenix is a good fit because he's always wanted to play in there there you go. Okay, make everybody happy. Yeah, that's right. They are besties. Yeah, and I mean, I get it. Like all the homies want to play together, right? Like, kind of LeBron started that too, I think, didn't he? Oh, overtime. Dallas 113, Boston 110. Okay, Grandizer is taking Dallas, but that would be fun because again, that would mean that the series would continue. Okay. I feel like there was another thing I wanted to point out in the chart. Oh, okay. We were talking about the part of fortune. That was the last thing I was kind of looking at there that I hadn't talked about yet. So the part of fortune again is over here in the sign of Leo, and it's squaring the moon, and the moon is representative of Dallas tonight. The moon doesn't feel comfortable in the sign of Scorpio already. And then the fact that the part of fortune and the moon are squaring, I don't like that for Dallas. And then the part of fortune, since it's in the sign of Leo, Leo is ruled by the sun. So if you look at the sun is over here in the final degrees of Gemini, and the sun, which rules the part of fortune, is in Dallas's 12th house of hidden enemies. What's hidden from them? So maybe to Grandizer's point too, it could be some sort of like slap, like reality slap, or like surprise, like you lose to Dallas, buzzer, or like overtime or something too. I like to see how the game, how it transpires, because you can look at all of these things as well. And I I think that the crowd is going to be extra vicious tonight. I said early on that, oh, they're still going to boo and stuff like that, but I think they are going to go. I think they are going to be extra vicious tonight. Again, because the moon is in Boston's 10th house of how they're going to show out to the public tonight. And the moon already rules the people as well. So, like, yeah. And Scorpios, if you get too close, watch out. That stinger's going to come out. So it's like Boston got embarrassed this last game. Now Dallas is in their house. Now the people are going to be there. The fans are going to be there. I think the claws are going to come out tonight for the fans. Like they're mad too, and like they want vengeance too, and like revenge as well. All right, so yeah, I mean that'd be cool. I like some overtime, and I mean if Dallas does end up winning the game tonight, all right, lesson learned. I'm always learning. But again, that would mean that the series would continue, so that would be fun to keep going. Oh shoot, JV, I don't know. I mean, Florida was kicking ass, right? I don't even know when the next game is. I don't know. I haven't watched enough NHL. I do pay attention to what's going on, but and shout out to my mom. She's a huge hockey fan. I have to ask her like what's going on. She's like my hockey go-to. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I really don't know. If I had to just guess right now, Florida, because they were, aren't they up like, isn't it like 3-1? Isn't that the series? Somebody tell me. All right. Oh, there we go. JB. Nice. There we go. Okay. All right. Right on. Thank you for answering my question. I appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. Anything else that I missed? Looking at my notes. No, I don't really have many notes for tonight yet. Cause too, when during the game, I'll try to like take some notes of like things that I talked about in the planetary pregame. And then when it transpires, I like to make note of it too. Like in game 3, I had like the crowd would go quiet in that, and then they actually did for quite some time, and the announcer mentioned it too. So that was kind of crazy. All right. So yeah, huge hockey fan. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. She moved there. She's not from there. She's from here, from the Midwest. So I don't know, but I guess I could ask her. I could ask her. Yeah. But yes, huge hockey fan. That's like her favorite sport. So yes, she's the hockey one. She's the hockey guru. Hey, William, how you doing? All right. Are you cheering for Boston tonight, William, or what? I'd imagine maybe you are, or maybe you don't care. But yeah, I have Boston winning tonight. by 10. All right. I think that's all that I wanted to talk about with the chart too. But yeah, the people will be interesting to watch too, the fans, especially with the moon and Scorpio. I feel like they're going to be extra vicious tonight. Yeah, maybe booing Kyrie even harder. Maybe they're going to start booing Luca too, as well. Because, I mean, that attitude that he's had, it is just so unbecoming too. And just, I don't like it. I don't like it. Like, he's clearly a good player, but I don't like that attitude at all. I just don't. It's like, it's very ick to me. Very, very ick. Another big old baby out there. It's like, what's up with the grown babies? The adult babies, okay? What's up with the adult babies? They're everywhere. Everywhere. The adult babies. I used to be a Coyote season ticket holder in the early 2000s. Oh, back when they were above average. And does Arizona even have a hockey team anymore? They don't, right? They must not. Right? Right. I'm not an elite hockey mind by any means, but I do. I've only been to one Wild game too, but it was very, very fun. I enjoyed it very much, and I enjoy watching hockey too because it's very fast paced, and it's just like always something going on. So it's fun to watch hockey. I get into it too. Um, Pittsburgh Penguins fan. Oh, I mean for basketball. Tonight. Are you cheering for Boston? Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's also a bandwagoner too. She's an open bandwagoner, but yeah, she's from here, so she's gonna have Wild being number one. But I don't know who her other number two or like number three teams are. But she's a self-admitted bandwagoner. So yeah, that is one of the issues with hockey here. Most are fans of the other teams. So okay, gotcha. Yeah, that might be hard to start a winter sport in a really hot climate, but it's like you can play it inside and it's like universal sport. And so, yeah. You're rooting for Florida? Oh, for NHL? I mean, NBA. Who do you got tonight for Boston and Dallas? You're a Sharks fan. I followed hockey since the 1970s. Is that San Jose? Putting me through like the hockey ringer here. Like again, that is not my forte. Oh, you're rooting for Celtics, right on. Nice. All right. Oh, they moved to Utah. All right, good old Utah. All right, it shows what I know. Seriously, it shows what I know. Like football and basketball. And for a lot of you already know this too. Like back in the day, like I've always loved like all of the sports, and I've always loved the Timberwolves and the Vikings always. But like the Timberwolves, they like I used to like tape games when I had my own games, and then I'd watch them later. I didn't do that with Vikings games, but I enjoy going to both though. Because again, I've showed these tickets too. This is my thing of like old tickets that I have from Timberwolves games and Vikings games, Twins games. I think my Wild tickets in there too. Well, yeah, but they're not around anymore. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. I mean, the Minnesota North Stars, yes, but Wild fan also. But she probably does like Dallas too, as well. I don't know. All right, San Jose Sharks. Very good. Very good. I don't know. I don't live inside my mom's brain, so I don't know. But yeah, I'd assume so. I think so. That sounds about right. Um, I lost the passion for basketball in the late 2000s till now. It totally happens for real. Yeah, it happens. Like, I mean, not gonna lie, too, like, especially with the Vikings and when Pizza Ranch Boy was there for 6 years, it's just like, I mean, as a fan, for me, I was like, okay, I know that nothing's gonna transpire here. I mean, I blathered about it on this channel for 6 years, and it got exhausting at the end. Seriously, I was just repeating myself. Vikings are never gonna win the Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins. Prove me wrong. I'm over here waiting. Hi. And lo and behold, the Vikings got absolutely nothing out of that deal. Nothing out of it. Nothing. Case Keenum, you got screwed. You got robbed. And I've talked about this before. The way that the Vikings organization handled that season, when like, oh, our only missing piece is the quarterback. Oh, you're just gonna forget about the quarterback that stepped up, that got an A plus. He was a backup quarterback, and he stepped up, this being Case Keenum, and led the team to a 13-3 season after Sam Bradford went down. What more could you want from a backup quarterback to try to prove themselves also? And, oh, for the Viking, no, you're not good enough, actually. Bye. Oh, but who do we need? None other than fake ass Pizza Ranch boy to come on down. Oh, why don't you come on down and just, write yourself checks over here and not do anything? It still makes me mad, and he doesn't even play for the team anymore. Neither of them do. But that soured me like big time on with the Vikings organization. Like that was just like a, like, woo, okay, this is what's really going on here. I don't know why it took me so long. That pissed me off, and I'm still pissed about it too. And too, shout out to JJ Vikings. He's been like battling the good battle over on Twitter there, too. People are coming at him because he said, the Vikings maybe potentially should have, kept Case Keenum. I support that, of course. So anyway, shout out to him. All right. Nice. That sounds good. I'm hungry. What kind of pizza? I knew of fans that became, oh, for sure, but they were North Stars. Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. All right. Unpopular opinion, and I guess to each their own, but honestly, when you see poor management, why support the team? It's oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I agree. And like, especially when Kirk Cousins was just still like, my fandom is because I was like, I came out of the womb purple. Okay. Like I talked about it too. Like very close to just being like, I'm over it. I'm over it and done. Like, and I was like, and I still want the Vikings. It's like, hire me on. Okay. Let me help you. If you don't have an astrologer already, and I don't think they do for the team, they maybe do for like, cause they're business people and they're very successful in their business. Don't get me wrong, the Wolves, but it's just like, and I think another thing too is that, like, for me, it was so clear, like, so evidently clear that Cousins was just going to say what anybody wanted him to say, smile his way through it. Because in the back of his mind, he knew that he was still getting paid. And he played the Vikings like a fiddle. They got played. Because they're not going to re-sign him once, but twice. For what? For what? And I'm also still convinced, too, that this was supposed to be NBA stream, but here I go. I'm still convinced, too, that that's the reason why they got rid of Stephon Diggs, too. Because Stephon Diggs is a little bit too loud. Was maybe going to push Kirk a little bit. Nope, we got to protect Kirk. Yeah, him and Adam Thielen fighting on the sideline, too. Because Adam Thielen saw it, too. Like, hello. But yeah, they can't go out and trash their quarterback, because then that's also going to trash the people that pay them. You can't bite the hand that feeds you, right? And then Kirk just fucking fake. Sorry, I usually don't throw the F-bomb here on the channel, but just full on fake smile. Bullshit. All of it. It's lip service. Shout out to my friend Max that said that earlier today. All right. So, bye. Have fun, Atlanta. Wake me up when the nightmare season is over. Which team? Tribe, how's it going? Good to see you. What's going on? Everything good? I hope so. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, the Dolphins. Yeah, they were the hot team too. Hey, but they're on the up and up. Your Dolphins are on the up and up, I think. Tribe joining us. Very good. You went live and so did First and Skull. Vikings do I follow them? I think I do follow them. Yeah, it happens. There's a lot of channels. A lot of people are going to stream at the same time. It's almost game time too. 7:10. Nordone Brothers. What is that? What is that? Oh my gosh, Scolger, what's going on? You did? Oh, congratulations. How's it going? What's the name? A boy or a girl? Actually, my dog was on the stream. If you go back a little bit, if you want to see, I had her sitting up here in my lap for a little bit. That's very exciting. Good luck with the training and stuff. I hope it's going well. Hope it goes well and all that good stuff. Are you going to do any like training classes or anything like that? Or do you have a dog already or a cat that the Frenchie is going to be friends with, or is it just you and the doggy? But that's very exciting. Congratulations. Yeah. I love all the dogs and the cats. Yeah, no, it's all good. I still can't, yeah, but to, to their, I guess to be devil's advocate, like, I shouldn't like, you know, try to take away any of like if that's how you see the team and if that's you want to wear the rose colored glasses, to me in my opinion rose colored glasses, who am I to tell you not to, right? But yeah, it's just like I'm just like why is it so hard to figure out? And I think that the biggest thing with like the whole Kirk Cousins Kirk Buffalo thing is like so many people that were defending him and the behavior and the antics and following along. Now that he's gone, we didn't need him. Bye, loser. So, yeah. So, whatever. Whatevs, Whatevs. Cousins was going to get exactly. Yeah. And that is how the one thing that I have to like thank Kirk Cousins for is that my video when I entered like ESPN 50 or 1500 ESPN, which is now Score North, when I entered their sports broadcaster idol contest, that is how this channel was born. Because that contest then got canceled. I would have dominated that. I'm just going to say I would have won and dominated that. But then somebody encouraged me to start a channel, and that my video submission to the sports broadcaster idol competition is my first video on this channel. And you could talk about any sports take that you wanted. And I talked about how the Vikings should have kept Case Keenum, and instead they got bamboozled by Kirk Cousins. I said that from day one. Day one. Back in 2018. It's on my channel here. It's on the channel. Go back to the oldest video that is on here because it is that one. Okay? So I sat through the fake ass smile from day one. And so did Zimmer, too. So did Mike Zimmer. Poor Mike Zimmer, too. He was just like I don't want to say like a full-on scapegoat of that situation, but gosh, he probably still just like, ugh. He's probably so excited that he's now the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are going to play Atlanta. Oh, he is probably just like licking his chops silently, but licking his chops no less. Anyway, so yeah, over it. They got bamboozled for 6 years. Can't have two alpha males on a team, vocal alpha males. You like that? No, because you didn't pass to me. And the thing is I don't even think Kirk is like an alpha. I actually think he just crybabies to everybody around him, right? And I think that's part of having a good agent too. And you're playing a position that is the most important position on the league. Like if push comes to shove, like let's just say like Thielen and Kirk had to get in like a tussle, I'm taking Adam Thielen. Even Stephon Diggs, I'm taking Stephon Diggs. I feel like Kirk is one to just cower like a little frightened turtle, like he does. And I'm not like condoning violence or anything. This is just all like hypothetical. Okay. So, I mean, even in a yelling match, I even think Adam Thielen could school him. I mean, Stephon Diggs could school him, like no problem. In a verbal altercation, Stephon Diggs would probably make Kirk Cousins cry. Probably make him cry. Anyway, we'll never know. Yes. Good. I feel like I have the same answer all the time. I appreciate you asking. I'm glad that I'm not working now. I didn't see my dad on Father's Day. I talked to him. I don't know what's for dinner, and I haven't seen Kitty since you last asked, but I think she's doing well. But I appreciate you asking, but I wish I had a different answer for you. I just don't. I have no idea what's for dinner. Probably a mush bowl. Throw everything in a bowl and eat it. What about you? The same goes for you. Also, happy belated Father's Day to all the dads out there. That's the name of the pizza. Oh, what? That's the name of the pizza. It's actually a local. That sounds really good. I love that. You got a pizza in the oven? Wait, is that the name of the brand? I have a pizza in the oven? I love that. I like that. I seriously think that I would do well on the East Coast. Oh, Coco! Okay, that's so cute because when I was out walking my dog the other day, we passed a dog and I could hear the owners being like, Coco, Coco. No. So their dog's clearly name was Coco. And I was like, and I walked by and I was like, oh, Coco, that's so cute. That's such a cute name for a dog. Oh, she's 16 weeks old. Okay. Yep. The training. Yep. Go in the bathroom. Oh, you have an elder dog that's still iffy about her, but oh, that's nice though. Yeah, can teach her all the things. Oh, that's good. She has a friend. Yeah, that's nice. Coco is such a cute name. Good luck. Yeah. And 16 weeks. What is that? That's 4 months old, right? 4 months old? 4 times 4? 16? Yeah. My dog was approximately like 6 months old, so a little bit older. So yeah, got a little younger. But then, you can train them to be exactly how you want them to be. So yeah, that's great. Hope it continues to go. And they go outside. Okay. Hey Kevin, how you doing? I tune in for 1 second. I know. Did you catch the F-bomb too? Seriously, I normally don't throw I mean, I do in real life, but I try not to on here. Oh man. I don't know. Am I ever going to do stand up again? I've thought about just doing stand up on my channel, just doing it here and calling it Living Room Live. Yeah, I definitely, when I used to do stand up, I would swear. And it's probably a lot less too than what I normally do, but yeah, definitely still swear. I remember one show that I did, I had this joke about like talking about here we go people. All right. I was comparing like taking bong rips to like giving blowjobs or whatever. I have this joke about it. And my grandma sitting, one of my grandmas sitting right in the front row of that show. I mean, I did that joke in many places, but I just remember her being like, okay, here we go. But they know me. My family knows me, so I don't think it was like that big of a surprise. Yeah, it does. And like sometimes they don't. And that's fine. Like I think there's a Keanu Reeves quote where it's like he said that something to the effect of like he's at the point of his life where like if somebody says to him like 3 or what is it? 2 plus 3 equals 4. He's just going to say, yeah, or like, yeah, go about your day or whatever. Like, yes, it is, or you're right, or like not going to fight it. There's something to be said about that. You know what? Yeah. Okay. Whatever you say, if that's what you believe and that's what you want to do or whatever, that's cool. That's cool. Just at the end of the day, we can only control ourselves, right? To each their own. They would have censored you. They don't like when fans call us. I know they don't. And that's probably why they haven't reached out. Because I know they watch the channel. I know that they do. Or they have people that do. They watch all the channels and all the things. They look on social media. They do. They do. Okay. So, yeah. And it's part of the Midwestern thing, too. And I'm born and raised here. But yet I don't follow the Midwestern, like, oh, let's just sweep it under the rug. Let's just be passive aggressive. No. And that's gotten me into trouble here in the past and people upset. But it's just like, let's just lay the cards on the table, okay? It's just such a waste of time, in my opinion. And if people do that, again, you do you. You do you. I can't control you. But that's why I'm like, I think I could fit well on the East Coast. And I've also been told that I could do well over there. But anyways, Panthers Nation podcast got a lot of hate. Well, yeah, it's like we should all band together. I mean, I'm sure the majority of you know that I got called mean, I got called negative, you know, you're not a true fan of the team, blah, 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 blah. It's just like, no, I am actually a diehard fan of the team, and I just want them to do better. See, and that's just like, I can't just blindly follow along something that smells like bullshit, okay? When it's blatantly clear to me. So, and sometimes it's just like, sorry that you can't see it, okay? That you got your blinders on over there, but that's a you problem, okay? And that's why I always say, I haven't said in a while, but with the Minnesota Vikings, I live in the realistic realm. Come on over here, everybody. Come on over. We want the team to win. We support them, but we're going to call it how we see it. Okay? So if you want to come in the RR, you're more than welcome. All right? Our arms are wide open. Okay? For you. With arms wide open. And no, we're not going to play Creed, but that's how it goes. But yeah, I mean, that's just how it goes. So, your thoughts on JJ McCarthy's agent telling him to hold out until he gets his signing bonus? I have not heard anything about that. What? Is that what his agent said? That's interesting that they said that publicly, especially before the season hasn't started yet. He hasn't played in one NFL game yet, but okay. Is that true? I mean, I'll believe you for your word. I have not heard that yet, though. Do we actually think he's going to play a game? Do we think he's going to play a game? I'm like 50-50 right now that he even plays a game. That he even comes back. And have fun with that, New York. That's another crybaby over there, too. I'm kind of glad that he's not with the evil to the east anymore, because then we don't have to look at his smug face anymore. And that's enough. Him and Luca are kind of like the same. Like that same attitude. I don't like it. I don't care for it. I don't care for it. The smudgeness. To quote Michael Scott, okay? The smudgeness. I don't like it. I don't like it. But the thing is, he will come back. He will. And I bet, too, that he does what he's doing right now with training camp. Like, somehow, like, doesn't show up or doesn't go to all of them. Or, I don't need to do that. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, I thought when he was still with the evil, I thought that he was, like, tanking. So I think he's trying to find his next thing. What's after football, you know, and he likes attention too. Does he still have some gas in the tank? I'm sure there's a little bit there, but it's on E. It's on E. I mean, do you all think that he has a lot left? I mean, I just thought he looked, I thought he looked like horrid, like close to horribly bad with Green Bay. So, but, he wanted out of the end. Okay, bye. Bye. I don't know. I just feel like he's, I don't know. Keep it real, Jade. You want to have you went to a few protests in your day and spray painted a few walls. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I was pretty good. I was pretty good. I'm a rule follower. As much as I'm like, no, like I'm a rule follower. You know, I do what I'm supposed to do. But yeah, I got into trouble for sure. I got into trouble. Yeah. I did some naughty things. Oh no, yeah, for sure. I appreciate it. I just like, I don't know. It's like the same. I feel like it's the same, but yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah. Yes. We are real people. Even I know that all of you are real people, even though that I haven't seen you, you know, and we haven't, well, some of us have met at like Schoolfest, but you know, I know that you're real. Like, I'm a real girl. Okay. Oh, okay. Nardon Brothers is the name. Got it. Sorry. I got you now. I thought it was actually called I Got a Pizza in the Oven, which actually is not a bad idea. Not the worst idea in the world. All right. It's almost game time, people. Weekend was good. Chatting with an old friend. Oh, nice. Since the 90s. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah. So there's that. Not, no kitty. Yep. Work tonight. Yep, exactly. Yep. It's like wash, rinse, repeat. Yeah. But all right. Sounds like an okay weekend. The weekends always go too fast. Like, why do we even have to work? Why do we even have to work? Kevin, what do you got? Our Vikings went big game hunting for the best free agent quarterback, which was commendable. But the problem was that 2018 was a bad, unlucky year. A year or two difference, it could have been Brady or Cam Newton. Yeah, right. Timing is everything. Timing is seriously everything. And I mentioned that earlier, especially with the game tonight, with the astrology tonight, because if the game starts at exactly 7:30 or 8:30 Eastern, then the chart's different than what I pulled up earlier. But usually the games run a minute or two late, a couple minutes late. So at 8:32, the chart's going to look different, and the planets that represent each team is going to be different. So timing is everything. Oh, very true. Very true. You got Pizza Hut. Oh, Pizza Hut last night. Second time. Oh no, that's not good. Used to love the Pizza Hut back in the day. Yeah, I loved the Pizza Hut. I mean, who didn't, really? Right? Clean music lover, what's up? Yes, you did, but that's okay. Yeah. I did it earlier. Yeah, now that you mentioned too, like the planetary rulers, if I'm hoping, okay, so I did end up doing the chart. I had looked at it originally for 8:30 and then I did read the chart for 8:32, and that's when the chart moves from Jupiter and Mercury to Saturn and the moon. So yeah, for the chart that I have that I did the reading on, it's 8:32. So that would be Saturn. Boston is Saturn, which the moon is going to trine Saturn. And then I have that would be Dallas being the moon. And the moon, as we know, is in Scorp. And yeah, so oh really? Oh wow, that's crazy, because I heard that I forgot the injury that he has, but I heard that like the recovery for that could be like 6 to 8 weeks or something. So that's crazy. All right. Interesting. Porzingis is playing tonight. I did not know that. All right. Well, and to Clean Music Lover, I did mention that with the moon being in Scorpio and it being in Boston's 10th house tonight, I feel like the fans are going to be extra vicious tonight. Like extra, like, extra. And I feel like too, Boston is like, they got so pretty much embarrassed the last game. They're like, oh, you're in our house now too. So I just feel like, yeah, the fans are going to be extra feisty tonight too. Cause yeah, they're embarrassed. They want their payback. They want their revenge as well. So I want to look at Porzingis' sign quick. Oh, he's a Leo. Oh, interesting. Because the part of fortune is in Leo and it's squaring the moon, or the moon is going to be squaring the part of fortune. Your trademark. Okay, yeah. I actually thank you. I appreciate that, Kevin. I thought of Living Room Live like 3 or 4 years ago, and I still have never done it. Because it was at my old, like, not my job before, but my job before. It was like 4 years ago. So, because I remember telling my coworkers at the time, I was like, oh, I thought of this idea to like do stand up, but do it in my living room and then doing it on my channel and calling it Living Room Live. So yeah, appreciate that. I'm going to actually have to make that happen. That would mean that I would have to write some new material. So yeah, but I appreciate that. Yes. I should try to make it happen at some point, or like do like a show, like a YouTube show, but it's like live show, but it's like stand up or something. When did this happen, Jade? I would have told that person. Which one? What? Sorry. Oh my gosh. I didn't think I was so far behind on the comments because I didn't scroll down enough. Remind me what that was. Scolger, remind me what that is. Okay. When did that happen? What was I talking about? But I appreciate that. Shut the fuck up. I picked Boston to win too. Yep, yep. Yeah, nice. We'll have to see what transpires. You got called for doing the chart. Oh, what? Really? Oh, is that? Oh, on the last stream, the last one. Oh, that dude. That I was gonna say, dude. That person, that bot, whatever. Yeah, people. There are always gonna be haters out there, right? You got called for doing the chart. It's all fake. It means nothing. It's witchcraft. Well, I mean, if somebody calls me as a witch, like, okay, I take it as a compliment, and like, I guess I could be considered a witch, but that's cool with me. It has zero impact on the game, etc. It's wild. Well, it's so funny because it's like as above, so below. So, in a way, we are all kind of moving down here because of what's going on up there. But I digress. Anyway, yeah. But I mean, yeah, that's just another thing. Like, you can't make somebody like believe it. But it's like astrology is like the wind. Like, you know, you can't see it. Or like oxygen, like the air. You know, we can't see, we use it. We need it. And it's just, yeah, it's happening. It's all happening. It's happening all the time. And sometimes, like, as an astrologer, I have to like reel myself back because it's like it's also just like life. Like, it's gonna happen. Like, if you look, you know, if you look at your own personal chart and you see something like you can't change it, even with your own chart. You know, like, you're born with it. So that's why getting personal chart readings can also be very helpful, because it's like, okay, I'm this certain way, or I feel this certain way. You're born with it. Now there's things that you can do if like you recognize like something that maybe you want to work on, but I think just also knowing that you can't necessarily help it. You know, that's why we're all born into different like families and different things, or no family or whatever. You know, that's because that's what the sky was doing when you came down, like vice versa. You know, you can't help it. You got to just go with it. And I got to tell myself that too. It's like, if I look at my own chart, and like, which I do often, like, okay, something negative. It's just like, well, it's gonna happen, and you know, a lot of times it doesn't play out exactly how you think, or there's a surprise or whatever. But you guys get it. You got to just roll with it because can't change it. Anyways, but yeah, call me a witch. I like it. Person's goal is talking about JJ McCarthy and him holding out. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. I did not know they shared the same agent. Oh, the plot thickens, doesn't it? I gotta write that down. I'm gonna write that down in my. I did not know that. I'm just gonna write that down. I see. I didn't. I don't. Did the Vikings get bamboozled again? Oh boy. Okay. All right. What time is it? Is it 7:30, 8:30 Eastern yet? Okay. Did tip off happen already? If it did, I looked at the wrong chart, people. I'm going over here to look. Hold on. Okay, tip off hasn't happened. They're singing the national anthem. All right. I was like, if this game actually starts exactly on time, made the wrong decision. But all right, they're singing the national anthem. It's still going. I did not know that. I know. I know. It's like it's getting to the when I do the live commentary, but that's cool. I like the comments. That's cool. I like chatting with you all, so it's fun. I know. And then if I go off on a tangent, yeah, I lose track. Thanks for all hanging with me. Was at the activist meeting. We are bringing the gas cans and torches. Yes, exactly. We mean business. We're not trying to burn this mother down, but we came prepared. I'm a real boy. Exactly. I'm a real girl. Oh, man, everybody's having pizza tonight. I'm jealous. I want pizza. I don't have any. Damn it. William, Scolder, you're having pizzas. All right. 8:40. All right. Yeah, I mean the moon in Scorpio. Yeah, the moon is not comfortable in Scorpio. So, mm, mm. And the moon is ruling Dallas tonight also. So, we'll see. All right, he's coming off the bench. Oh yeah, he's a August 2nd is his birthday. Porzingis. I didn't know what his sun sign was. Um, I wish I could look at like their actual charts. Like that would be so cool. Like I'd be very fascinated too to look at like Kirk Cousins' chart too. Like his actual birth chart, but we need to know the exact time that they were born. But okay. I didn't know his sign. He's a Leo. So, yeah. So he does have the part of fortune in his sign as well. So I wonder what degree too. So August 2nd, he'd be in the early degrees of Leo then. All right. Cool. I did not know that though. Thanks everybody for keeping me up to date. You're watching Bigfoot Michigan Rob. He could not sleep. Oh, really? He's gotten violent dreams with demons. Said he wakes up with That's crazy. Hopefully he didn't get any sort of like attachment or anything going on. I will say that like last night and yeah, like the last few nights, my dreams have been kind of just like vivid and just kind of like weird, but also like real. And yeah, and it's been a little bit weirder. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, dreams, man. That's crazy though. Or you wonder too if, yeah, maybe if it's like actually something like physical while he is sleeping. I have in the past too, when I lived in this house in Minneapolis in college. I was convinced at the time, and I told my roommates too, like I was convinced that like that house had a portal in it. I think I haven't driven by in a couple of years, but I'm pretty sure that house had a portal. Um, and like downstairs too, like the one door, like we always had to put a chair in front of it. Otherwise it would just swing open. It wasn't like, it was weird. And then like my roommate has cats, and I remember like the cats too, and specifically down the long hallway that where I thought that the portal was as well, between like the kitchen and the hallway and like this closet as well. But anyway, long story short, I did wake up with scratches on my arm. I remember I took a picture on my old phone. It was like 3 scratches on my arm, and it wasn't the cats or anything like that. It was just like 3 weird distinct scratches. This is odd. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of scary though. 10th house ruler is right on the 7th house. Yep, 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 yep. I guess it's an out of sign combustion because Venus is in Cancer now, and Venus is feels more comfortable in Cancer, and also Venus rules the 10th house and the 5th house of games too. So, yeah. I mean, I could pull up the chart again quick, but just because we're talking about it. But yeah, so Venus, like you said, right on the ascendant here, which I was talking about, like for Dallas, like that is good for Dallas. Plus, Mercury was just conjunct too, but Mercury rules their house of hidden enemies. The Sun, which rules the part of fortune, is also in is in Dallas's house of hidden enemies. However, I have seen when the Sun is within like 3 degrees of the ascendant too, you could consider it in the first house as well. But I mean, it goes different for all astrologers too. Like there's many ways of reading things. But I mean, for me, I consider Venus in a happier spot just because she is combust, yes, but it's an out of sign combustion. But anywho's, but I love talking about it too. I love talking about all this stuff. So I don't ever take like, oh, your way is wrong, or hopefully I'm not coming across as that, because that's not what I think at all. But I love talking about it. So it's really cool, especially getting deep. Didn't know he got some spirit somewhere. He does not do ghost. Yeah. I haven't watched his channel in a minute, but I like him. He seems like a cool dude. He seems pretty legit. But yeah, he sticks more to like the cryptids and stuff. Hmm. That's unfortunate. Hopefully, at least he's in the right community where somebody can help him, get rid of that if he does have something sticking around. Oh, Carol Burnett and Friends, which is your kind of humor. So what you're saying is I should wear a green curtain, right? A green curtain. Um, all right. Let's see. The one you said you weren't a fan. Oh, and we're being mean. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I got that a lot. I got that a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. Yeah, a lot. All right, Peter. Yes, game's on soon. I'm probably gonna sign off too as well. 1 minute until game time. Good to see you, Peter. Thanks for joining us. All right, starts at 8:40. Nice. Well, I did the chart because again, normally I do it right at tip off, like 8:30. And I was reading it for that because I just go with like what's on Google too. And I swear every time 8:30, okay, I gotta go with 8:30. But at 8:30, the ascendant was at 29 degrees and the descendant was at 29 degrees, like 50 some like minutes or whatever, 54 minutes, I think. So that's why I decided to do a couple minutes later. So then the houses changed and everything. But that's how I came up with that conclusion because I had no idea that the technical time was 8:40. Like, and if you know somewhere like a website that actually says the actual tip off times, please let your girl know. Because like that's part of my frustration sometimes too. Is like finding the frickin' time. Nice, you're Cancer. Happy birthday! Whoop whoop. Very nice. That is that this coming Saturday or like a week? Either which way. Happy birthday. Very nice. You're a sun in Cancer. I'm a sun in Capricorn. Opposites, but we get each other. One of my very good friends is a sun in Cancer. Shout out to Max too. So, and happy early birthday to you. Very nice. Hope it's a good one. Thought of you when he said he got those attacks going to. Oh yeah, yeah, and that was just like that was very very odd. Yeah. And I remember too I think I've shared this as well. This was like 2 years ago when I was pet sitting for my godmother in Denver. I was letting her one dog out, R.I.P. to Makai, who is no longer with us, like the sweetest dog ever. I was letting him out like in the middle of the night, and it was around 3 a.m. And I, no shit, heard my name. I heard my name. My right ear, I heard my name. Like distinct. It was like Jade. Yeah. Anyway, stuff like that happens. You were watching paranormal TV and that, yeah, it can. It definitely can. Yeah, very scary. It can be very scary, especially, yeah, stuff that like you can't see. Yeah. I wish I could hear your stories, like if you were interviewed on Bigfoot, Michigan, Robs, or Texas Fred, which I don't know if you follow them. It's totally. I think I follow Bigfoot, Michigan, Rob, but I don't follow Texas Front Porch. But I've watched both, and yeah, that'd be cool. I would have to like write everything down too, because there'll be stuff that's like happened, and I think that goes for a lot of people, you know. Like I'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Like that hearing my name, like, oh yeah, and there's like, oh yeah, like that too. And like dreams that I've had too, where like I had a dream where it was my childhood dog who's in the picture back here. He and my grandpa, who's no longer with us either. Anyway, they appeared and it was at my grandparents' farm that they used to live at. Anyway, so I was talking to my grandpa in the dream and I was asking him, I was like, "Oh, where's Windsor? Have you seen Windsor lately?" And my grandpa was like, "Oh, yeah, he's around." And then in the dream, a little while, like after, Windsor comes like walking from like where their far off barn was. And he looks like the same dog, only like bigger and like older. And in the dream, the dog was he was blind in his left eye. And I remember my grandpa in the dream telling me, oh yeah, he's doing pretty good, and his eye doesn't seem to bother him being blind and his eye doesn't seem to bother him. Okay. So turns out I find out later because I tell my dad about this dream just because it was like so vivid. It was just like, it was so vivid and they were both right there. The dog and my grandpa were like very important, obviously, to both because it was my dad's dad and my dad's dog, my dog, our dog, whatever. But it turns out this I did not know that my grandpa was blind in his left eye. So that was a couple months ago. So it's just like, yeah, a lot of interesting stuff there. So write down your dreams, people. Keep a dream journal. I don't think it's a major issue as far as JJ McCarthy potentially holding out because some of the semantics since our Vikings haven't drafted in the top 10 in so long that rookie contracts. Yeah, for sure. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Mm-hmm. I just think it's quite, let's say, Minnesota interesting, Midwest interesting that they have the same agent. Okay. But I know that happens. That's not like the first time that's happened. But yeah. Interesting. But yeah, like you said, the contracts will change from the rookie contract. But yeah. All right, Grandizer. Yes. Very good. Thank you if you're still on. Always good to see you. You have a great week as well. You have a few things to run, but games will start. Stay happy, healthy, safe, blessed. That's very nice. Appreciate that. Yes, back to you, Grandizer. I think you popped off, but that is all right. I simply love the way our Vikings are structuring the team for the future. Yeah, I think they're making some good changes. Yep. No pizza boy. Exactly. Means a lot of money in the banana stand. Always money in the banana stand. All right. When the rando awesome player of need becomes available later. Yes, I agree. And I think, like, obviously the biggest burden is no more Pizza Ranch boy, like you said, freeing up so many things. And it's just like, especially, I thought from the beginning, as you know, but especially like the last 2 years, it was like Kirk was holding the team back. I mean, yeah. So I'm excited for the future too. I think it was time. Fun fact, I was on a pair. Cool. Really? That's awesome. You probably have some really awesome stories. That's so cool. Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. I want to hear all about it. I want to join like a paranormal society hunting. Summer Home, hello. Thank you for joining. Better late than never. But yeah, so I appreciate everybody. Game time happening now, 7:40. Again, I have Celtics winning tonight, but we'll see how it pans out. We went all across the board here, people. It was fun. Did the planetary pregame. Gigi made an appearance. Talking hockey, talking NBA, talking Vikings, obviously NBA, talking paranormal, all the stuff. So it's been fun. Yeah. Fun stream, everybody. And for all the NBA fans tonight, here's to a good game. All right. Hopefully it's not just a complete blowout like the last one, because that was a little bit of a snooze fest. I'm going to keep my notes handy. And yeah, especially too, just to circle back to the game for tonight, I do feel like the Boston fans are going to be extra snippy. Okay. They want revenge. They can smell blood. All right. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think yeah, got the last one here. Summer Home again. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, kind of like Grandizer said earlier, everybody, appreciate you being here. Stay safe, be happy, healthy, do the best you can, all that good stuff. All right. And two, if Dallas does end up winning tonight and the series is extended, I think game 6 would probably be Wednesday. But if that does happen, I am trying to do prediction for every game of the series. I missed game 1, but yeah, so I will plan on doing that if the series is extended. And so far for games 2, 3, and 4, I'm 3-0 on picking the winner. I've been off on the points, but it'll all come together. So, as an astrologer, I'm hoping that Boston wins tonight. and I read the chart right. But yeah, we'll see. Always learning. So that's a good part too. All right. Appreciate that, Kevin. Always good to talking to you. Talking good to everybody. It's always good to talk to everybody. I think that was a better sentence, but have a great rest of your Monday, everybody. And yeah, a great week ahead. And oh, too, I'm back on my other channel. I posted a video. If you like the tarot cards, Tarot with Jade, go check it out. So I'm popping back over there too, if you want to check it out. I did a tarot card reading on Catherine, the Princess of Wales. So she's been in the news lately, obviously. Well, she's been missing, and then we saw her. So, anyways, if anybody's interested in that. So, until next time, everybody, stay awesome. Be cool. Be good. All right. Behave.